Hey there. Have you ever read this quote or found it anywhere? It's by Sinclair Lewis. He says, "It isn't what you earn, but how you spend it that fixes your class." How you spend it. Most of us think we're in a certain class by how much money we earn. But he says how you spend it is where your class is really at. So if you're making $50,000 a year and you spend like 30,000 of it, you're in a $20,000 bracket. That's where your real class is. So we have to find a way to not spend so much so that you're in the class that you're supposed to be. I mean, do you have extra assets like savings accounts, investments, your checking account, your other things, high yield savings that you have money invested in? Then you are back up to your class. Maybe you're above that class. Maybe you're not spending your total paycheck and you have money left over. What are you doing with that leftover money to grow so that you're still in a certain class, according to him? Because what you have left over is really the class you're in. It's not the other way around. It's not what you earn. Just because they say middle class is 60,000 and up or whatever, okay, and then they were trying to even lower the scale about that. If you make 30, maybe to 20,000, they're thinking you're lower middle class. They're dividing things, trying to divide things up. But if you spend more, all your money's gone and you don't have that $50,000 a year on you. You got maybe 9,000, 5,000, 4,000. What if they chose that to be your class? In some cities now, I read that, like in California, San Francisco, there's other cities that are, the cost of living is so high that the middle class is not the middle class that you're thinking of that may be in the Midwest or somewhere else. You become the low income. And how does that make you feel? You might be making from $50,000 to $90,000 or even $100,000, but they consider you low income because you can't afford the stuff that's out there. You can't afford to really live where you want to live. So you are considered low income in certain areas. And I feel bad because some people, they make fun of low income people, but it's really funny that if they move to a certain area, you just became low income. So none of that should be going on at all. What we need to figure out, and after I read this before, I read it years ago, isn't what you earn, but how you spend it. I've been saving and gotten this niche with the credit, yeah, but I'm back. That's why I'm saving, because that fixes your class in your mind. It may not be to anybody else. Yes, what did you earn wherever you may be will put you in a certain class. But if you are somewhere else, you may not be in that same class that you thought you were. You may have to, you go to one of these high producing cities where the cost of living is further than you've ever seen. The gas is higher. Places in California, I've lived there, the gas has always been kind of high compared to coming out to the Midwest, more even out to the east or the south. And you pay more. You pay more for houses, you pay more for everything out there, and you may not be able to sustain the cost of living that's out there, or you have to double up on jobs just to stay out there. You may not find the house. I remember there was one guy that moved from Ohio and moved, and he had a $750,000 house that he sold here in Ohio. He moved to California, found out that $750,000 house was not, he thought he would get one of the $1 million houses or more out there. It wasn't doing anything to get him where he thought he was going to be. And him and his wife were just appalled at the pricing out there and what was going on. And they didn't do their homework before they went out there. So it was just like we sold the house, we got this money, and it's not buying our dream home that we thought we were going to get. Because the house I'm living in now would probably be over $1 million out in California. And I'm not in California, but I've been out there. You know, some people, they can't afford a house out there. They're in apartments. They're in, smaller places to live. Some are living together like in every place there is. But there's a lot of things going on out there. The homeless is on TV every day. We have homeless everywhere. But it's magnified out there. But what I want you to think of is not what you earn. Okay, maybe you learn 100,000, which right now is nothing anymore. It used to be, woo, oh, we made 100,000. We make 200,000. No, not really. If you move now, if you stay where you're at and you're comfortable where you're at, and it's not a high producing place, yes, that's a great salary to have in that place. So they're probably going to have to, each place where you live is going to decide what class you are in, low, middle, or high income type thing. And you notice that when they're talking about, even if stimulus checks ever come back, that they can't understand why anybody making 85,000 would need a stimulus check, which everybody, inflation is around. Yeah, because they spent it. So we don't need to spend our money. We don't know if there's a check coming. We need to quit relying on the government to see is anything coming, and make sure that our bills are eventually paid. I told you I am taking a rest break. I may pay a smaller one or something like that, or continue with the small payments that I have already working out and do that type of thing, but I'm not doing any major thing. I want all the savings in place, investments in place, and that fixes my class. Not how much I earn, it's what I got left after it's all over, and that puts you in the right class where you're supposed to be. So start saving, take your time, do what you got to do, and figure out your net worth of what things may be. I always do net worth as, I got this free off the Budget Mom. And net worth is, to me, how much do I have left after I pass away? And it's morbid, but that's the only way I can think of it. How much do I have left if I were to die today? How much? What's valuable in here that could be sold? And that could be furniture, that could be cars, that could be any appliances that are in here, that could be savings, investments, checking accounts, anything that you have, IRAs, okay, whatever you have. And this is a good sheet to have because you can do it monthly. And each month, check your net worth. Just go around in circles. I like the way that she has this. Just go around the circle. This month, I've got this left. This month, I've got this left. And what's the change? Am I going up or down? What's just add it all together, and I would just put it in there each month and check. What do I have left? And then check yourself and say, and what class am I in? We don't know. But that's the way I keep on target, and I don't spend a whole lot and keep things down. I've been doing it since October, really, been on this the way this is going. And I said, because when I started, my net worth was nothing practically. I had not saved anything. I had not did anything. I was drowning in debt. And I came on this channel to start for accountability for myself, because I knew that if I did a YouTube channel and people were watching it, that, and I saw it and my kids saw it, that I was going to be accountable, and that I was not going to be lying about what was going on with me. And so I went on the channel, and now much better. I paid off about 12 of my debts now. Got a few more to go. Now I call them the high busting ones. You know, they're up in thousands to get rid of. But I'm taking a rest because I want to build up my investments, my savings, my checkings, my kids' trust accounts, and everything. And I will continue on because I decided that I will get rid of most of the debts except for my car and house by December of this year. But I'm taking a break right now and building some of the things up in case we need more money, and also to do what he's saying. It isn't what you earn, but how you spend it that fixes your class. So remember that. Don't worry about what everybody's saying. How much are you spending and how much do you have left? That's what the key is. How much do you have left? And what you have left, what class are you really in? Okay? Have a good day.